The first step to muzzle training is making the muzzle in and of itself create something good. And so I'm just laying down treats around the muzzle and in the muzzle, detached from my hand, so the dog feels comfortable. Before we actually lure into the muzzle, I wanted to point out that all the hooks and clasps and long bits should be pulled forward so that there's nice clean opening. From there, you're going to present the muzzle with a treat already inside and allow the dog to choose to go in. Mark yes and pull the muzzle away when they've gotten the treat. And that's important because we don't want them learning to go in and then pull themselves out. We want being in the muzzle to be a good experience in which we then take the muzzle off. And here I'm demonstrating a different angle if you were to be sitting down. When the dog is comfortable going into the muzzle, I suggest making it a bit of a game. This is the come get this game in which the dog is kind of going after the muzzle itself in order to receive that treat that's inside of it. This makes the dog have more forms of reinforcement during muzzle training. It's not just food, but it's a game. That last time she went for it, she actually didn't have anything to get. That's because we're working on conditioning this to be good, not just the treat. Yes, good. To clarify, I'm removing the treat as a food lure and rewarding after she's been in the muzzle. And this will help build some tolerance to going in the muzzle without the treat in it. All right, put the muzzle in front of her.
Okay, here, Molly.
Yes.
Yes.
And treat. You are doing it. You're natural. If you do want to build time in the muzzle, we can do it one of two ways. One would be smearing peanut butter on your hand. That's a great way. They lick and lick and lick and lick. But the other way is marking yes for how long she stays in it. 1, yes. So 1 second is her starting point. 1, 2, yes. 1, 2, 3, yes. I recommend the peanut butter version for anyone who's new to muzzle training. I got a big old dollop peanut butter. So I'm going to place my hand in the muzzle, and this is how we're going to build some time in the muzzle. Building comfortability in the muzzle. And there's a couple other things going on here because once the muzzle is put on, that's not the end of the training. The muzzle should be also worn during basic function, which means things like licking, things like drinking water, things like eating, things like walking. She has to relearn that she can do all those things in the muzzle. And so right now she's learning that she can lick through the muzzle, that the treat can be on the other side and she can still access it. Or you can make this a bit of a game just to add that little bit of reinforcement, making it something they chase. Preparing the dog to have the muzzle clasped is another step. You're going to take the collar-like attachment with the clasp and just drape it up over the back of the head. This gets them used to not only the sensation of the attachment being placed behind them, but also the placement of your hand. I recommend doing this from the side of the dog so you're not looming over them. Practice this step multiple times before actually clasping. So in there, and she's very comfortable with this kind of handling right here. So she's very much involved with the licking the peanut butter. But if she pulls away, not yet. If she pulls away, let her escape.
Okay.
We want to give them that choice. Don't force it on her. Exactly. Next, you want to condition their emotional response to be a positive one to the clasping noise. I'm going to test to make sure she's comfortable with the noise. Some noise-sensitive dogs might find that to be a little bit adverse. So all I'm going to do is clasp it. Yes! And follow up with a reward. I'm just going to do this a couple more times. Yes! So that she knows that clasp noise is good. So at this point, you can see that I'm leaving these out. That's going to be part of the training because at this point, she's comfortable going in. There might be these little things in the way here. She has to kind of figure out her way to move around those. Once the dog is ready for clasping, I recommend having a second person help you for this step. There you go. So there's that clasp, nice and loose. There's also a lock on this. So you have to be aware of that. When it's pushed up, it's in. That's a lock. So you want to be aware of that because you're going to be taking it on and off, on and off, on and off. And if it accidentally locks, you might find yourself struggling and then your dog might start struggling and we don't want to do that. And let her feed. Very good.
Pull that around the trunk.
Yeah, this is where that second person would be so great. So I will be your husband in this instance. Thanks for marrying me. I'm a lot. Putting it around. Oh, love muzzle training with a long-haired dog. It's on and pull out. Oh, and she goes right back in. And like I said earlier, this is a step that you're going to want to do a bunch. Putting it on, clasping, and taking it off. Putting it on, clasping, and taking it off. You can also practice locking and unlocking while doing this step so that you're more familiar. Okay. So all I'm doing is the on and off again, but you see how she's backing up a little? I'm kind of actually going to let that hang for a second. So I just want to listen to her because she might have had enough of it going up and around, up and around, up and around. And like I said, I want to end on a good note. So we got a couple tries in with the clasping. This right here is training. She's having a good time in the muzzle. It's doing good things. So I'd actually pull the muzzle off now and let her finish cleaning your hand. The muzzle goes away and she had a good experience, and that is what matters. Just because your dog is comfortable going in a muzzle doesn't mean they're comfortable with all the behaviors they'll need to be able to do in the muzzle when it's strapped on. So we're going to start off easy. Here, I'm just laying the muzzle in a small dish with enough water in it so that the dog can put their muzzle in and lick the water while in the muzzle. And I suggest doing the same thing with food. From there, you're going to want to attach the muzzle completely. You're going to practice how to deliver a treat while the dog is wearing the muzzle and strapped in. Nice flat hand, just like you're feeding a horse, and allow the dog to take the treat. Next, we're going to reteach behaviors such as drinking out of a bowl or bobbing for food in this case. See, you want to place food on something that there's some depth. If you just leave it on the floor, that can lead to frustration, as seen here. A flat floor like this is very slick. In comparison, you can scatter feed in the grass. That way they have some depth to get to the treat while wearing the muzzle. Now that your dog knows it can pick up food and drink water while wearing the muzzle, you're going to want to make sure it can do some other things, such as panting, and that's vital. Other behaviors include things like sit, heel work, which in all honesty is more about your ability to deliver a treat while walking. And walking is definitely going to be something you want to do in the muzzle. And even down. Because at some point you do want your dog to be able to relax while wearing the muzzle, so going through these operant behaviors is vital. And hey, your dog might offer you a silly behavior that you didn't realize was important until they did it.
That fly. See, that's okay too. That's good because she knows I can still air snap.
Yeah.
And lastly, after taking the muzzle off, present the muzzle again, where the dog has a choice in going in and back out.